This is Raj Ram Shankaran. So I am a professor in Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Bombay. So I came here for a Mumbai to Goa cycling expedition.
Maharashtra state has a combination of a rich cultural backdrop, beauty of the Western Ghats at its best, and architectural marvels that one can spend weeks gazing at. So, where do we begin the exploration to discover the myriad aspects of this magnificent state? From endless roads running through lush forests to sleek city roads dotted with high rises, a beautiful contrast for any traveler. Exploring the rustic beach-lined Konkan coast and exploring numerous fishing villages and miles of uninhabited coastal beauty is a dream for all the travelers. During my coastal trip, suddenly I came across a man cycling all alone in the middle of the Western Ghats, unbaffled, unworried, focused on his target. I could not control my curiosity about his solo ride in the middle of this pandemic. So I was on my way to Harnai Beach and I found Professor Raj, and he's a professor in IIT in Mumbai and he's researching about glaciers. So why did you decide to travel to Goa, like from Mumbai?
Yeah, so actually I wanted to explore the coastal Maharashtra because otherwise we won't use this road. I don't think whether I will come back this road with the family, because so coastal Maharashtra, I heard it's very beautiful, and it's really beautiful.
So how is the climate change going to affect the glaciers, and what is your research based upon?
So my research is mainly on remote sensing applications for hydrology and cryosphere. So in cryosphere I focus on glacier ice thickness, glacier mass balance studies and glacier velocities. Based on my experience, I have seen that the glaciers in the Himalayas are, compared to other areas also, it is also melting relatively faster than Alps and other places. One of the main reason is also the black carbons which are deposited from the West Asia. So but more research has to be carried out to quantify how much is the impact of the black carbons, and I feel most of the places, especially the exotic places, are got polluted due to the heavy tourism. In fact, Himachal Pradesh, Rohtang Pass, if you see, there are a lot of plastics completely, though there are green tags, all these things, but it is of no use. I feel people should be very self-conscious, and they should be protective in nature.
Glaciers protect the earth and our oceans by reflecting excess heat back into space. But human activity, especially since the Industrial Revolution, has led to rapid global warming and consequently climate change. This man-made climate change is already being seen around the world in the form of extreme weather, shifting wildlife populations and habitats, extinction of a large number of species from the planet, and a range of other impacts. But the most dramatic evidence that Earth's climate is warming rapidly is the dwindling disappearance of mountain glaciers around the world. Scientists have observed that glaciers in two parts of the world, Antarctica and Asia, have been impacted to a large extent by rising temperatures. A recent study reveals that Himalayan glaciers are melting twice as fast now as they were before the turn of the century. The figure is double the amount of melting that took place from 1975 to 2000. Scientists warn that even if we significantly curb emissions in the coming decade, more than a third of the world's remaining glaciers will melt before the year 2100, and India will be a big desert once the river dries up.
So I think India needs to have a comprehensive glaciological research program. Though there are programs are available, but I feel it needs to be comprehensive. There are sometimes overlaps, redundant areas. People are funding for the same area, but it is a waste of money. So I feel that we need to have one coordinated agency called National Institute of Glaciology, but which is not so available as of now. So consistent efforts, long-term efforts are required for both field studies as well as satellite-based measurements. Then we can collect some data that can be used to understand the glacier process in Himalayas, and which will help us to mitigate the climate change impacts to some extent.
Let's join hands with a scientist and environmentalist and focus on saving not only the Himalayan glaciers but all the glaciers around the world. Saving our water, saving our earth, saving the mankind, and also nature in a way.
Cycling is my passion. Actually, I am not a professional cyclist, I am an amateur cyclist. So this helps me to have a self introspection, because I generally go for a solo ride. So I will keep on thinking what I have done, what I want to do, what are the mistakes I have done, how to improve my interrelationships with my colleagues as well as my family. So all those things, it will give me a peace of mind. So I occasionally do, and this is my first trip for Mumbai to Goa, and it's a long pending thanks to my wife and COVID. So I got little free from the regular academic works. So totally it is 8 days, approximately 80 to 90 kilometers per day I used to travel. So I go on my own pace. I just want to take photographs, relax, eat food, local food, all this thing. I'm not in a rush to go to Goa.
Okay, so what is that pipe for?
So the pipe is for drinking water. So it's have a camel back. So like a camel stores in its hump. So I'm also storing my water backside of there. So it stores nearly 5 liters of water.
So all the best on your journey.
Thank you very much.
You.
Shriti. Yeah, thank you very much. Have a nice trip for you also. Nice meeting you all.